When I was little, I wanted a TV in my room, but I wasn't allowed one, so I got a handheld TV. And back in the day, these were all the rage. Kind of, ish. Unfortunately now, it will never work because analog TV has been turned off. So all it does is sit here scanning. You can change between bands, but it doesn't matter because there is no analog TV signal in the UK. And yes, you do have a ginormous aerial on it. As it's no good, shall we take it apart? This thing used to run on 4 AAA cells that used to last about 15 minutes. And that's all the details at the back. So you can see it's 6 volts to 2.6 watts. And the power supply that came with it was an absolute chonker. Big old transformer plugs in the wall. You can see there it's 75 milliamps. 75 milliamps, 750 milliamps. So not a great deal of power, but yeah, it's huge. One big screw there, and the aerial should come out, which is nice. That might be useful for something. Probably poking people with a telescopic piece of metal. Right, rest of the screws. That's all the screws except for one that I just can't get. There's one that's really deep in there. That's alright, I just ripped it off and screw's still attached. Not likely like this is going back together again, is it? With any use. So that's inside it. And you can see it looks a bit analogy, doesn't it? That was quite exciting. So we've got like a TV tuner stage here, all analog voodoo going on here. It's where your aerial's connected, I believe. Yeah, it must be there. So it goes, yeah, into antenna connections. Got ferrites at the top here. Oh, it's looking rather exciting, isn't it? Transformer. Another transformer. I wonder if that's for the backlight. I wonder if it's because it's not an LED backlight. I wonder if it's a fluorescent backlight. Tuning pots. Again, all analog voodoo going on here. That's quite exciting. Can we get any deeper? Yes, there's some screws on that board. We'll take them out and see what happens. Look, we have a caution, high voltage. Look down in that gap down here. Just see what looks like a little tube. So maybe there's a little fluorescent tube going down here for a backlight. Ooh. So this is quite interesting. So I've split the front end or the back end of the LCD. And that comes up here. And you've got the screen here. It's just a normal see-through LCD. You can actually see through it, as you can see. Held in with a ribbon cable. And on here is the backlight. So you've got a fluorescent tube running all the way along here into this white plastic screen. Now, I did break that off. Maybe I could resolder that and actually see if this can turn on. We can see what it looks like powered up. So here we have the backlight glowing. See, it's all lit up fairly evenly. Tube at the bottom, glowing brightly. And then your LCD here is just showing you your scanning pattern. That's quite cool, isn't it? So you've got the light, you can barely see it. But you'd have, say, some sort of weird HUD head-up display effect thing, but yeah. Oh, there you go, you can see it there. But yeah, and there's the backlight running over there, and it's an old fluorescent type. Well, that's a bit odd. I tried to measure it with a meter, but when I get my probe next to it, as close as I can, it makes the display go blank. Now, the other end's not connected to anything, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on there, but it's interesting nevertheless. And if I try and put the probe across the tube, it trips the power supply thing that I've got power in this. So I don't know. Bit odd. You know what it is? Leave them in the comments, as always. But for now, we'll carry on stripping this down. And that's it out of the case. Got your speaker there. We've got a Sharp custom chip there that probably does something video-y for televisions. Another chip there. Focus. No idea what that is. Another chip up here from a company I've never heard of. This one's from AKI, Thailand. Probably the main chipset. I could look at the number of pins on it, but I don't know what it does. And another one here as well. What's that? EEPROM something or other, maybe. And then you got your display, which I don't know if these are standard displays if you have to use it for something else. Oh, I'm going to take the Flexi. So I don't know if you can take that, unplug it and use that as something for a different project. I'm not sure. And this is the backlight, which again is all high power, high voltage stuff. And in there must be the tuner. Should I take the can off? Let's take the can off. Can is removed, and look at all that RF voodoo-ness. It's good, isn't it? Right, let's kind of... Ooh, look at it. All these manually soldered inductors, hand-wound inductors and stuff. It's like things like that. You've got like a single turn inductor. It's like, that's crazy. And all these little notches and things that you see in them. That's where someone's actually tuned it manually. So you have someone with a tool, like a screwdriver or something. I need to find one now. Can't find one. But that would do. But they just literally just prise them apart, like peel the end off, and set the inductance for the exact value that they need. I believe that's what they do anyway. But there's a lot going on in there. If only we knew how it worked. I'm sure someone in the world understands all that. Need to say a diagram really. But for now, I think I've talked enough. I think you've seen enough. That was just a little video showing you what's inside one of these, because I've got nothing else to do really. And maybe I could use that screen for something. Maybe I can find out if that is a standardized connector. They're probably not, but we can have a little check and see if we can maybe fit it on a Raspberry Pi or something silly. But for now, that's it. I'll have a play. See you later, and see you again next time. Bye for now.